This is the grid that the Bombers call home.
You're throwing the tee in the ground. If your hand's not shaking, there's something wrong.
I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. I'm in my element, flow is like water, I'm forced to a fire, I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth, following God, and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element.
Welcome back. We are here in LaSalle, Colorado, watching the fastest, the best athletes in the world compete right here at Big Little Farm Turf. We just got to see the women compete. Phyllis Meddy taking home the win for the 2023 LaSalle, Colorado Championship. Right now, we are in the final 16 for the men. Kyle Berkshire against Scott Littlefield. We've got some really awesome matchups here today. In a matter of less than an hour, we're going to crown a champion.
Yeah, Kyle Berkshire has won all 10 of his sets. He has looked the best. He has been the fastest. And I was just watching him hit balls on the range, and we are downwind a little bit. If Kyle hits the ball that I just saw in his last one that I walked off to come to the booth, I think 500 yards is going to happen. I really do. I was seeing carries at 440, 450 on TrackMan, which is crazy.
Insane.
So
we've got some great matchups. This will be a good one to watch, kind of what Kyle's doing. But Mark Costello, Bryce Verplank will be next. That's a really great matchup. Zach Holton and Wes Patterson. I'm really looking forward to Sam Judah and Seb Twiddell, as well as Jack Smith, the newcomer, and Scotty P, who's been around.
All right, so Scott Littlefield, right now, you just got to throw strikes on the board. Put numbers out there. He hit a very optimized golf ball. He hit it high. He hit it straight. And, 206, but he center punched it. That was a good optimized flight for him. Flight Scope says that it carries about 394.
Sheesh.
So 442 from Scott Littlefield. I really, truly think 500 is in play right now. I really do. So Berkshire at 220 ball speed. Just going to focus on trying to hit some balls in play, heads-up matches right now. Scott Littlefield starting off this round of 16, all heads-up matches. There's going to be a grand total of 15 today, and one man will be crowned the champion.
One man.
So not too much emotion out of Kyle right now.
No, he's staying smooth. He's staying steady. He's being the professional that he is. And we saw, this is a similar setup to Phyllis Meddy. She was figuring out where she wanted to aim, what shot. She figured it out and put some big numbers on the board. But Scott Littlefield came out early, put in a ball in play.
OB left, so Kyle's going to be down to his last two balls. He can't see. He cannot see. He went 230.6. So that's just telling you right now, like Scott Littlefield just hit a nice optimized golf ball, didn't try to do too much, and just hit a nice high ball right down the middle at 442 yards. Like I said, I think 500 is in play right now, but Kyle just needs to focus. If I'm him, I'm looking down that right side at the flags and trying to hit it straight.
Scott Littlefield in the zone right now. But Kyle Berkshire, that one looks like a good flight.
A little miss hit from Kyle, launched it at 20. This one looks like it's going to be OB left. All right, so Kyle looks like he's going to be down to his last golf ball.
Here we go. This is a big one for both Kyle and
Kyle's
Scott.
always down for those last ball heroics.
He's watching it.
Looks like Kyle's ball is going to go OB. So upset start off the tournament. Scott Littlefield is going to take down at 442. Kyle misses the grid.
This is what we said happens when it comes down.
These heads-up matches.
To heads-up matches.
Absolutely.
It's anybody's game.
Pressure's
Scott
on right away.
Going into the next round, hitting a smooth 442. Got two balls in play there, taking down world number one, Kyle Berkshire. Next up,
Mark Costello and Bryce Verplank are going to come up next. And yeah, that's, the round of 16. This is a different format. Normally, if this wasn't had anything to do with the conditions, like a potential raining in a little while, these guys would have had a round-robin format.
Yep.
They would have had 5 sets. Kyle could have gone OB and still had an opportunity to scoop up 800 points.
Without a doubt.
But I actually like this format. It's something different, and I like the fact that the pressure is applied right away, and in the round of 16. I mean,
keeps you on your toes at a very, very, very early start. Tell me, what do you like about this matchup between Costello and Verplank?
Well, Costello hits a little bit of a cut, and Bryce hits a little bit of a draw. And right now, Bryce Verplank hits it really high. And like I said, I still think even a 220 ball speed, and if it's flighted correctly, could potentially go 500 yards. Bryce Verplank went 489 last turn or yesterday.
Yep.
In the round of 64, and I mean it's straight downwind. It's not a lot, but it's enough. So Scott Littlefield with the upset, going up against world number 1, going 442 with a 206 ball. But he flighted it right.
Yes, he did.
So, the guy that I'm really looking at once again, well, it was Sam Judah was hitting it really straight yesterday, a little left to right today, but Justin James figured it out after about the 10th ball today.
Without a doubt, and then he was on a roll.
Locked in.
Locked.
JJ was locked in.
Costello coming out with one that might stay in. We'll see here.
This one's
right on the edge on the right side.
210. 220 ball speed from Bryce Verplank. Big ball here. Bryce is really fast. Big kid, too. Both of these guys are large human beings. They're both at least 6'5", 230, 240. Big dudes. So Costello's in at 436.
I mean, Verplank had one of the biggest balls of the entire tournament this week.
Yeah, well, the biggest so far, 489. Kyle went 480 earlier on in the day today. Bryce working on a number here. Costello would, improving to 449. Still hasn't hit a center punch ball yet.
Oof, that was a good swing there.
Ooh, I like Bryce Verplank's ball right here. I like the profile. Look at
that height.
Yep. 180, 217. That's a decent strike for him. A little bit left to right, about 32 yards of movement left to right. So he's fighting
450 right there.
He's not fighting a crosswind either. We're looking down at the flags. It's straight downwind. Straight downwind. They're 447. Wow. They're right on top of each other right now. This ball's hit well. Now I'm just going to look at ball speed and height. That one's 220, a little bit better ball speed. This one's fighting down the left side for Bryce Verplank. Costello's OB left. I like the apex 176. It seems to be a nice number. 170, 180 height. And look at these guys' ball flights. They're just either pulls or little cuts. They hit them straight. They're hitting straight. Not much movement in the golf ball. Verplank, this one looks good too.
He's feeling it. That one's creeping up with some height there.
This one's flirting down that right side, 220.9. So this one's faster. This is going to be a big ball for Verplank. He's at 459 now. So Costello's down to his last ball. He needs to hit it about 11 yards farther, but it's possible that Bryce hit his 5th ball farther than 459 because that was a bomb. Costello pops this one up. Looks like Bryce Verplank's going to take this one down. Yeah, Bryce keeps putting himself in these positions as well. Finished 3rd in the world in 2021.
Bound to win, and it's his to take at any time.
Looks like Costello's last ball. I mean, oh yeah, no, it looks like a good profile is 196 ball speed, so he popped it up. So Bryce Verplank taking it down at 459. So we've got Scott Littlefield that went 206 ball speed at 442, and then Verplank at 220 went 459. So the flags are moving a little bit left to right now, so it could benefit a cut, which guys like that benefits guys like Josh Koch. Let's take a peek when Koch is coming up here.
He's one of the last ones up, but right now we got Zach Holden and Wes Patterson. I like this matchup a lot. Huge fan of Zach Holden, and Wes Patterson's looking healthier. He's looking really good. We know he's got these quick hands, and when he syncs that up, it can go pretty far. Yeah,
one thing, Wes hits it straight, hits it really straight. Granted, he's going to have his miss hits left and right, what have you, but when he center punches a golf ball, there's not too much movement left or right. It's pretty straight. So Bryce Verplank takes down Mark Costello in the round of 16. And this is what we've been accustomed to when you make the final 16 at the World Championships, back in the day. And it was 2016 when Joe Miller, it was nothing but heads-up matches the entire tournament, and Joe Miller ended up winning that. So
really, the entire tournament?
It was kind of a cool structure, too, because we would have a heads-up match. So like Kyle and, for all these guys, they would have a heads-up match where the hitter had to beat him twice in order to advance. So you're getting a lot more strikes on the grid. And so, it was like a double elimination heads-up match. So, but this one, like I said, the pressure's on right away. Got to hit balls in play. OB set, you're out.
Yeah. What I'm looking here from Zach Holton is him quickly placing a ball in the grid. When he does that, he gets really comfortable and just swings at it and produces some really big numbers.
I think this is, heads-up matches would benefit guys like Zach Holton as well. I mean, he hits a lot of balls in play, and he's always going to be 218 to 220 ball speed when he hits it good. There's 221.3, and this is a cut that's right down the middle. How much movement does he have? It's a 20-yard cut. This is an absolute bomb right now. The only thing is that it's 125 in the air. I want to see Zach hit it a little bit higher. I don't think 125 is the number here. There's fine line of it maybe being just a little bit too low.
Yep. And when it comes down to Wes,
435. There you go. There's the number.
He just hits one. It's going to be good.
Yep.
Look at this.
Zach Holton yelling at this one.
He got it up in the air a little bit more there.
221.8, 139. But this is 15 feet higher than his last ball. This one's going to be farther. Wes Patterson's OB right. So I'm going to say Zach Holton will be in the 450s with this golf ball, just being 15 feet higher. 450, 449. So he needs to just go up the chart another, 15, 20 feet in the air.
Up, though.
But, yeah, like I said, he's, it's applying pressure right away, putting balls in play. And said Wes has got plenty of gas in the tank to go 450 right now.
Without it, if you look at him, he's got a great composure right now. He's just settled in. He knows what he has to do. He's been in this position before. Great speaking with him, saying that he just feels healthy, which is great sign.
So what I would like to see with Wes is just see a little bit of a pull cut down that left side. Just a little pull. Even if Wes hits it 130 feet in the air, I still think that he's got a chance there. This one's overcooking just a little bit left to right. Zach Holton's fighting down that left side. That one's going to be OB. But we talked about the consistency in Zach Holton being 218 to 220. Well, he's hit a couple balls close to 222 right now. So.
And he knows he's got a ball in the grid, so he's really going at it as you watch. And sometimes that'll knock off the speed a little bit, but when he syncs up with it, it's going to be a bomb. Oof.
Let's look at the height. Zach Holton yelling, oof, 221.6. He is consistent. Look at the launch, though. 6 degrees.
That's a beautiful ball. Maybe a little bit off, but absolutely beautiful.
The spin rate was 24. We talked about earlier, is that like low? Yeah. I said that low launch.
Ball.
Wes with a bullet right down the middle here. 213.3, 182 feet in the air. I like the height on Wes's ball. And this is going to be the difference. He might be 8 or 9 mile per hour slower, but that ball is higher, and I like that profile better. I really, truly do. Not any movement on that golf ball.
Not
it was
at all.
like about a 9-yard cut.
Slot.
438.
Wow.
So
close. Wes Patterson.
Yeah, I said you talk about, the speed. I mean, it was just a little 8 mile per hour off, but
just a little difference
Wes
there.
having a good tournament here.
But Zach Holton going on to the next round. And next up, we've got a good matchup between Brandon Flynn and Sean Johnson. Sean's put on a really great show this week. It's been really fun to see him put up a lot of consistent numbers. And Brandon Flynn coming out the gate with more speed, more consistency. This is going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, Sean Johnson accumulated 1,700 points. He got 900 and 800 points in the two brackets. So he's improving the last 2 events. Brandon Flynn, a guy that I feel like he's going to hit, 3 or 4 balls in play. And, Brandon doesn't miss the center of the club face. So
not at all.
There is going to be a difference in speed. You're going to see Sean Johnson, when he hits a good ball, he's going to be 217, 218, 219, 220, similar to a Costello. Brandon Flynn will be, in and around 210 to 212. And sometimes when he steps on it, you'll see 213, 214. But he did go 220 in a speed session in Germany. So he definitely he's got it in him to push the threshold and get closer to that 220 benchmark. But for me, it's about ball striking with Brandon Flynn. He hits it straight. And he optimizes the most out of that golf ball. And we can see it. Like, look at Scott Littlefield.
Yep.
206 ball, goes 442, hit it high, hit it straight. Then you got West that, he went 213. So that golf ball rewards really good ball strikers.
We've already hearing the noises and sounds from the crowds who are watching alongside. We'll see if Brandon Flynn stays in. It's right on the edge, both of their balls there.
There you go. Sean Johnson, 217. Brandon Flynn, 211. I like that. I like that ball speed out of the gates here from Brandon Flynn. That one looked good from Brandon there.
It did, but we'll see
212.
how much movement's there.
This one's right down the left side. This is a big ball.
Stays,
175.
we know what happens on that side, and that could be really, really good.
If that one's in, I'm going to say that one's 453. Over
how.
under 453. What do you think? OB? Wow. Close. All right, Sean Johnson here in slot number 3. He's just missing outright just a tad. Brandon flirted down the right side and the left side the first 2 shots. This one's going to be OB right. Sean Johnson, like I said, he's
missing it. He
just
doesn't like
missing.
that one either. All right, now they're working on their final 3 balls here.
All right, both guys are OB on their first 3 balls. Brandon Flynn in slot number 2 going to pull the trigger first. Doesn't like this one. This one's probably going to go out left. It's kind of like mysterious for us because the flight scope goes up and then you can't see it. And honestly, it's only in slot number 2. Slot number 3, you can track the entire ball flight, So.
I think Sean's is just a little bit out there here with their final 2 balls. Brandon just hit. He's watching it. He's looking at it.
This one might be in, just like a bunt,
Yep.
This was a miss hit for Brandon.
But he put one in.
Sean Johnson, the pull cut. Pull cut, 220.2. Big ball from Sean Johnson. Riding the wind down that left side. Yeah. This is downwind. There is a lot of movement on that golf ball. It was 52 yards of movement, but we're downwind, and that left side of the grid is fast.
You can tell in that second to last one, they both went to what
Brandon Flynn likes it.
To. But Brandon really likes that one. We're just waiting for a number from Sean Johnson right now.
Like the spin, like the launch. Sean Johnson, 465. Brandon Flynn down.
Final number from Brandon Flynn. Trackman says it's a further carry distance, so we'll see what this comes out to be.
220 ball on Sean Johnson.
Sheesh.
50-yard cut. The old pull cut.
He went to his
452 from Brandon Flynn, so close.
Congratulations, Sean Johnson. And a big hand there for Brandon.
Sean Johnson with the longest drive.
He will be matched up with Zach Holton to see out of the 2 who will go on to the next stage with them. Scott Littlefield against Bryce Verplank.
Yep.
But up next.
Similar hitters right now. We got Sam Judah and Seb Twiddell, guys that you go a little left to right. Seb ended up winning last tournament. Sam was off a little bit this morning, a little bit too much movement left to right.
Both
Seb
of them.
kind of Seb was doing 2-way misses. So Sam's normal consistent miss is just a lot of left to right.
Yeah.
So Seb getting some time off. The good thing is that he's got plenty of time to recover. He hit at 7:30 this morning.
Right.
Regroup, get hydrated. I mean, these guys aren't accustomed also to this type of altitude as well.
Yeah.
But curious to see what type of speed Seb's going to try. Is he going to try to go full throttle right away, or is he going to try to stay within himself and just try to hit a 220 ball? Because right now, 220 with 50 yards of movement left to right just went 465 yards. I do think if someone center punches this, I mean, Seb can hit it high enough. I mean, I think 500 is close. 500 is going to be close.
It's going to be interesting to see. Both of them have had time off. Both of them were a little bit, having some misses earlier this morning. So right now, we're going to see what they've been working on the range, if they found the secret sauce, to say, and who's going to advance to the next round.
Sam Judah, slot number 2, Seb Twiddell, slot 3.
Here we go.
And it's game time. This is a good matchup. I mean, these are the type of guys that you can see in a final the finals.
Without a doubt.
And I said, I know Sam's going to be knocking on the door of a win here sooner than later.
And we know he had a little back issue earlier this morning, so
Yep.
hopefully.
222.9 from Sam. And they'll say he's healthy. I said it last time. He's not a guy that I'm worried about going OB.
No.
But if he's off, he's not feeling great, he's definitely susceptible. As I said, world number 1 Kyle Berkshire just went OB against Scott Littlefield. So right now, there is a premium of hitting golf balls in play. I mean, even 430, 440. So it looks like I said, both of these guys are trying to find it right now. They're not on their A game as of right now, but you know what? They can get hot.
They can.
Quick. Really, really quick. Both guys are OB left. The good thing is that both their misses are both left. So it's a one-way miss.
And what I know is that Sam Judah can
Spun
play a
this
cut.
one.
So if there's one thing, he can definitely get this ball back in the grid if he continues to hit it on that same line.
Yep. This one looks like Seb's going to go OB left. Now, I don't know if Sam Judah's – that Sam Judah's ball did not go in, ball number 3.
Wow.
That one looked like it was floating
I thought
down
that was
that
gonna
left
stay
line.
in.
So, all right, both of these guys have 6 balls out left. Same profile shot, too. Balls in and around.
There we go with Sam Judah.
Look at this. Is that one going to stay? That one looks good there. 223, low launch. It was only 100 feet in the air, but this is a laser. This one's going to roll forever. If Sam hits this thing 50 feet higher, it's going to go significantly farther, but it's a number on the board right now, and it's probably going to be 4.
Yeah.
I was about to say 440. He's got to hit it higher.
There he
All right, there you go. That's what I like from Sam Judah. So Seb's got to just settle down. He's just, like you said, he's just pulling left. This one looks like it's flirting down that left side, but going to go OB as well. Sam Judah's ball is going to improve if that one stayed in play. That one's a bomb.
It is 448. The one thing we know about Seb is that he can always hit his final ball in the grid.
The wind has died. The wind has died down right now. 448 is a monster drive right now.
Here we go. Final ball from Seb Twiddell.
The Mesquite Volume 2 champion down to his last golf ball.
Oh.
There he goes.
Sam Judah, hands in the air. He's
spin 1678, 190 feet in the air. I mean,
goodness.
220. That ball looks really good.
What did I say?
Wow.
We saw this in Mesquite.
All right, we're gambling. Did he win? 455.
462.
I would say if I'm gambling right now, I gotta take Seb. That ball was perfect, right down the middle, and there was no movement too. That ball was dead straight. 457. Seb Twiddell takes down the set. Hey, you only need one.
Only need one, but great showcase from Sam Judah, hitting a ball at 448.
That shows you how talented he is. I mean, he is. I can tell you right now, he's going to tell you he's not having a good tournament, but he's fast. And, I mean, you only need one in this sport. And he gets there on that last ball.
That shows so much growth, too, because mentally you see so many players that kind of phase out on that last ball.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already here. It is what it is. I'm just going to swing, and whatever happens, happens. He was very meticulous. He was very thoughtful on that last swing, and that's what's getting him to the next round.
Yeah, and you got 2 guys here right now. You got Martin Borgmeyer, who won this tournament last year, the 2022 world champion. He ended up winning in Mesquite first tournament of the year. Both of these guys, Reed Russell, this is a matchup of the finals in Mesquite as well. Both these guys hit high draws. So I'm curious to see, like how high they're going to try to, climb that ladder. There's not too much movement from the flags. Granted, they are downwind.
No, straight
but 450, 460 is a good ball right now. Both of these guys can produce 220 balls. Well, obviously, Martin went 239.3. But all tournament, Martin's been in and around 220 where he hasn't really truly stepped on the gas. But Reed, he's
been right there as well.
Reed's. He's probably been around 215, 216, 217, but we know that.
That was a big swing by Reed.
I'm going to look for balls right away from Martin in play, because when Martin hits the first couple balls in play, he's going to turn around, he's going to talk to the crowd. He's got the club flip. That's what I like to see from Martin Borgmeyer. As we say, Martin Borgmeyer is being Martin Borgmeyer right now.
Once you see that personality, once you see that camaraderie with the crowd, he is on. He
hit it high. The number is 206.
Reed
Russell with a high ball here at 215, 193. I like that ball.
Spin, though.
And the difference between Reed Russell's ball and Seb Twiddell's is that he kind of rode out the wind right to left. This ball was going to probably be, I would say, in the 450s, if not 460. That's going to be a big number from Reed Russell. If I had to guess, wow, didn't see the spin numbers. What do I know? What do I know nothing. Well, look at the flags. Look at the flags.
Dead.
Dead still. Things can change really quickly here in Denver.
Both of them back to back, right down the middle. We got Martin Bergmeyer with another one saying around 409 carry, 410 carry for Reed
223
Russell.
ball from Marty Borgie, 240.
This is
Big
gonna be
ball,
a fun one.
455 with no wind, none, 0. It is still. Borgmeyer taking the lead. Reed Russell at 437. He improves, but he's still 18 yards behind Borgmeyer. Marty Borgie starting to settle in. I just love seeing that club twirl right away. You know, Borgmeyer 221.8. You know, I love seeing he's got 2 balls in play right away. Now he's got 3 balls in play.
Wow.
Mr.
he's
Borgmeyer is going to be very difficult to beat right now if he keeps putting balls in play. And his balls are going dead straight.
Here he is. He's fired up.
2,500 spin, 22.9. Reed Russell, OB left. Borgmeyer's throwing strikes.
This is the Martin that we all know.
No movement on his golf ball. 4-yard tight draw, hitting it high, 253 feet in the air.
Final 2 balls here. Final ball for Reed Russell.
We're not going to jinx him. I'll say it after. Or do I say it now?
Nah, wait for it.
We're going to wait. There's only been 3 men in the history of this sport. Ryan Craignahl, Ryan Riesback, and Joe Miller.
Oh, Reed Russell's last ball looks really good.
Reed Russell's right down the middle, too, with a rocket. Reed Russell has no movement on his golf ball as well. This is going to be interesting. Marty
219
Borgie,
ball speed.
465.
Sheesh.
Reed Russell throwing it down at 438. Borgmeyer leaves the last ball on the tee box, but you know what? I was going to say there's only been 3 guys on the planet to ever hit 6 balls 400 yards or more, and I'm going to tell you right now, if Martin hits that last ball and play at 450, he would have broke the record. He would have broke Joe Miller's record, I think. It was like something like 25.97 or something like that.
Wow.
But Borgmeyer looked very impressive there. Really, really good set for him.
I like this matchup that we have coming up next. We got the newcomer Jack Smith against Scotty Pierman.
Yep.
Scotty's been hitting it really well. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. It's his tournament at any point in the season. But Jack Smith, rookie year, obviously he trains with the best.
Yeah, he trains with Scotty Pierman, with Kyle, with everybody.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good setup.
Yep. I really like this structure. The final 16 being heads-up matches, it's different. And, yeah, these guys get more airtime, you know. These one-on-one matches, it's really good. I mean, hopefully the viewers at home are enjoying this.
Without a doubt, I can bet Scotty's family's tuning in right now.
Yep. So we talked about Scotty Pierman and his lower half of his body day one. And I was like, either he's really tired or he feels really good. Well, he was using a heavier setup, and he's like, I needed to use my entire body. You know, he's like, I was slower in ball speed, but I was more efficient with ball flight, and the ball went farther.
Makes sense.
So he was using a heavier setup, which all these guys were accustomed to, like back in the day when I got in. You know, swinging light poles, you know, 4X, you know, 85-gram shafts. You know, now, like you said, Eddie Fernandez hitting, a lot of these guys are hitting 40-gram shafts. So Scotty Pierman was talking about, you know, using a heavier setup to start off this tournament. Jack Smith with an absolute laser right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
148 feet in the air, almost 220 ball speed.
And now he's settled in.
Nice shot here from Jack Smith.
Oh, Scotty with the high ball here. Low spin, which is I like. We'll see what type of movement is on this ball.
211.
Oof.
260 in the air.
Right
that might have
down the
been
middle.
a little too high for Scotty.
Maybe a little too high, but it was definitely going to be a good ball.
We were seeing
Put
Martin
on the
hit at
grid.
230, 240 feet in the air, and he was going a long way. Jack Smith with a statement at 455. Good ball from him to start off this, you know, whatever. This is the round of 16. This isn't a quarterfinal match. This is a round of 16. So a little bit different structure because weather's coming in. As you can see, there's a lot of cloud cover right now. Scotty Pierman looks like this ball is going to stay in play down the left side. I like 213 ball speed. Like this ball flight from him, it's 236 in the air.
Now, depending on
no movement on his golf ball either.
On the ground, that
and
will
it's
say
downwind.
If it
The
stays
wind
in or not.
Wind just shifted. It's downwind now. The flags are moving. About 2 minutes ago, the flags were dead still. And sometimes, too, like the numbers, they change maybe the numbers of like what number ball it was. Because the ball that we said Martin Borgmeyer went 429, I'm like, that went way farther. You know, like, and there was a, 55, 65 on the board. But Scotty's at 433. He's got 2 balls at the same yardage.
Got the consistency here.
Yeah,
So
Jackson.
I wonder if Scotty also has the lighter club as well with him. Oh, he likes that one.
Nice recoil there from Scotty, too. That was he center punched that one, it looks like. A lot of movement, though, left to right. Let's see how much he has. 211.4.
All right.
There's almost 50 yards of right to left. But we saw Sean Johnson, do a right to lefter at 465, but his ball was about 220. So
that one's recorded as out. But he put another one. Looks like that's going to fade a little bit outside on the right side. Scotty Pierman knocking at the door every time.
Yeah, Jack Smith is fast.
But Jack Smith putting on a show, the Louisiana boy.
So, like I said, as far as stature goes, I know Zubak is probably Jay-Z's probably, 240? Jay-Z, you would know. I don't know if he's on right now. But Jack Smith, as far as, like, body structure and height, is very similar to Jason Zubak.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that bottom half of his, it's powerful, and he's got a really good golf swing.
Really stable, stays in his body, very controlled. We've got another good setup right here to see who Jack Smith will take on for the next round. Josh Koch and Justin James. This is like a final setup right here.
I know. I mean, you looked at Seb going up against Sam. I mean, all of these guys can make, they can win tournaments. These guys are really good. We had the question asked yesterday, what's the difference between the final 16 in 2022 compared to maybe like a 2010? And it's not even close. I mean, as far as ball speed, yes, the technology is better, but these guys are just faster, period, at the end of the day. These guys are significantly quicker. And, they all push the threshold. 240's been broken by Seb Twiddell. Kyle and Martin are knocking on the doorstep. I know Greg Gregnall's not too far away. But the guy that climbed the speed charts and, declined the last couple of years was Josh Koch, due to injury. But now he's starting to climb back up that speed chart. And, he's had really good finishes here over the last couple events. He ended up winning in Munich, Germany. He ended up taking second to Seb Twiddell in Mesquite, Volume 2. But Josh Koch looks really good. And based off this win, he can hit his cut. And he's in slot number 2, which is beneficial to him because he can take up more of the grid left to right.
Without a doubt.
Justin James, the 2017 world champ, world number 1 for several years. World number 3 currently going up against Josh Koch. These are 2 of the baddest dudes on the planet. Letting it fly in Denver. Josh Koch with the longest drive on this grid at 496 yards last year. JJ's OB left. Koch's OB left.
And we know Justin's kind of game plan here. He settled in really nice, aiming right at the flags and letting it just kind of draw in there. I wonder if that's what his plan is right now.
Yeah, he was dialed in, and I think like that round robin format definitely benefits guys like Josh Koch and JJ because these guys make adjustments on the fly and they get stronger and stronger and stronger. So, like I said, this is a different format, and we'll say it again. I like it. I love these matches. This is great.
Yeah, one of my favorite types of setup. But thank you all who are joining in and watching. We've got almost 700 viewers right now.
Hattie.
Put in, who do you think is going to take home the trophy?
Koch. This one looks like it's in play. JJ, is this one going to turn over or this one's staying out right? JJ just shuts that face just a tad. He's at 224.8. JJ's flying right now. I like the height on that golf ball, too. Love it.
He just moves that just a tad bit, and that's a solid shot in. They're both working on their final 3 balls here.
Josh Koch, 445. It's a number. It's a good start.
Whew, that was a powerful swing by Justin James.
Justin James.
That one stays in. It should
Let's
be
look
a
at
really
the ball
good
speed.
number.
Center punch, 226, flying down the. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than this. You can't ask for a better number from JJ. He hit this dead perfect. He can't hit it any better than that.
Not at all.
He hit it like height, everything. So, I mean, just based off of numbers alone, that's got to be farther than the 445. That was a bomb.
You just got to move it.
But you got no emotion out of him, like that. JJ, you get very little out of him. So, I said he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He knows that this is a marathon. But that 4th ball from Justin James was
massive.
It was a bomb.
Might have been the furthest of the day.
They're saying it's OB, but I find it hard to believe that ball was OB.
Final balls here. Oof. Oof.
2,200 spin, 227, 202. Same profile shot as a fourth ball.
Yep. 424 carry. Hopefully this one stays in because that was a nugget.
Yeah, ball 4 and ball 6 from Justin James were throttled. So, drum roll, 455. Got it on the last ball, too.
2 last ballers here. Justin James advancing. And he's going to be competing against Jack Smith.
Yep.
So, we've got our final quarterfinal set. Scott Littlefield against Bryce Verplank. Zach Holting against Sean Johnson. Seb Twiddell and Martin Borgmeyer, which is going to be a fantastic matchup. Jack Smith, the newcomer, against Justin James.
Yep. See, I'm looking at ball flights. I like the guys that hit draws. I like, Verplank hits a draw. Martin hits a draw. Yep. And Justin James. I mean, those are the guys. Like, I feel like this is a draw setup grid.
It
really truly is. Like, the first 3 events, we've mentioned it a lot. We've been on for a long time. A lot of these grids that we've hit on so far have been a little left to right, so it benefits the guys that hit a little bit of a cut. But these guys are all in and around the same ball speed, club speed, and that's just really coming down the launch. You watch two balls from Justin James that were in and around 200 feet in the air. That's a good number. I mean, Martin was hitting it higher, too, and that high ball earlier on in the day wasn't working.
Was not doing anything.
We watched the women's division where Avery Dobsick was hitting it, 70, 80, 90 feet in the air, but she had good landing angles.
Cruising. And
we didn't know, per se, the grid, but she was rolling it a long way. So the high ball seems to be working right now. It is downwind, so a little bit more spin.
And Scott Littlefield, he just put a 442 into the grid, wound up taking that round. But Bryce Verplank, his longest ball was 459.
Yep. And you're watching his profile of shot going a little left to right now, Bryce Verplank. This one is 213 feet in the air. This one looks like it's going to stay in play. Scott Littlefield, hit a perfect 206-mile-per-hour ball against Kyle to start off the top 16. Went 442, applied a little bit of pressure, and ended up taking down the set against the world number 1. You got Bryce Verplank here at 410 with a ball in play. Feels still right now, not too much wind. It is down slightly down the grid.
All right. Now, Scott Littlefield looking to find one into the grid. That one's chasing the left side. I think that one might just be OB. But Bryce having one in the grid, you can watch him put a little bit more speed on this one. We'll look at his numbers here.
We talked about the amount of swings the guys have now. They're going to minimize their swings by 24 total swings to win this championship, which kind of helps. Especially like guys like Justin James, that is, we almost feel like he's been conserving energy along with Martin Borgmeyer.
Yeah.
Martin's had a very easy, smooth tournament. You haven't really seen him step on the gas. He hasn't been vocal until his last set, and when Martin's vocal, that's when he's at his best. Period. Scott Littlefield's at 403. Both gentlemen have not hit their shot as of yet, but currently Bryce Verplank is in the lead by 7 yards. And Bryce is hitting a little bit of a left to right. So, but yesterday goes 489 with a high draw down the left side.
Scott Littlefield on the grid at 403 right now. 2 balls left. Oh, Bryce likes that one.
1,800 spin. Bryce Verplank 220 on the dot. 10 launch. 164 in the air. This one's sweeping down that left side, going to stay in play. Not much movement left to right. There's about 25-yard cut. I mean, we saw a Sean Johnson 50-yard cut that went 465, but the wind's not there right now. We had a gust of wind about 15, 20 minutes ago. Not necessarily a big gust of wind, but
enough
5 mile per hour is a lot here in Denver.
Yep.
We're seeing like drastic yardages when we get a gust of wind. But at the end of the day, Bryce Verplank putting up 220 ball speed.
Consistently, he was sitting around 220 the entire time. And it looks like he's going to advance.
Yep.
At 448.
And Bryce works with Bryson a lot, too. He's at Bryson's house a lot. So to be able to train, him and Martin last year, training with one of the best ball strikers in the history of golf, with Bryson. And, Bryson jumping up the speed charts, from winning the U.S. Open, and then in 2021 going up to almost 218 and 219 ball speed. But yeah, Bryce Verplank.
Yep,
Looking good.
Visor Plank going, and we'll see who he will compete against as Zach Holton and Sean Johnson are up now.
Now, it's funny that we're saying this, but these two gentlemen are due right here. These guys are due to win a tournament. Sean Johnson and Zach Holton. Really, really good hitters.
Sean's had such a consistent event this time around, and normally he does, but this one's been on another level.
Yep. Evenly matched right here. You got Sean Johnson that does take up a little bit more room left to right than Zach Holton, but both of these guys hit nice, controlled cuts. And the question with Sean Johnson is, can he tighten it up his left to right? But when he center punches it, he could still take up 50 yards of left to right and put up a big number, which he did in the first set. Here we go. Zach Holton, Sean Johnson.
2 minutes and 30 seconds to see who will advance next.
Obi Wright, Sean Johnson. Zach Holton going to put a number on the board, it looks like. Sweeping across the grid. A lot of movement left to right. 219.4.
Just settling in here.
That's a lot of movement. That's about almost 60 yards of movement left to right, but he started it out left. Let's see if this one stayed in play. Zach Holton's first ball took up a lot of real estate. Obi Wright. Sean Johnson looks like this one's going to go Obi Wright as well. You start seeing him lean a little bit.
Oof. We're hearing some sounds out of Zach Holton.
Just on height. Just like how high is this golf ball? That is a question. 150, I like it. Said I'd like to see a little higher, but we talked about his last set. He was at 135, then he went up to 150, and he added 11, 12 yards. So that it was like 450-ish on that, a ball similar profile to his last shot in his last set. Zach Holton, we're talking about 448, 1 yard off.
Solid,
you know,
it's a solid hit. Good number to have in play. Now he can really, really launch it. Wind is just picking up a tad bit. I'd say down a little, maybe a tad
I mean,
bit
it's
cross,
it's
but
minimal.
like,
It's minimal. But yeah, those got two guys within 8 yards of each other right now. Zach Holton hit a nice ball. I'd like to see him hit it 15, 20 feet higher because his movement's fine. He doesn't have too much movement on that golf ball. Big club speed.
Oof, that was a big one.
All right, let's see the height on Zach Holton.
He's still, I was a little bit higher, huh?
The launch was 8.
Nope.
166 apex. No movement right. That was dead straight. Did that one stay in play? That is the question. Sean Johnson, 2 balls left. He needs 9 yards currently to take the lead. This one looks like this one's going to go Obi Wright. Zach Holton improves to 459. Sean Johnson definitely has it in the tank. He went 465 in the round of 16 heads-up match. He's down to his last ball.
Final balls here.
Here we go. 2 studs on the tee, getting after it. Sean Johnson looks like this one's going to go Obi left. But once again, another great performance from Sean Johnson, accumulating 1,700 points in 2 sets against the fastest and longest hitters on the planet. You know, I know he's not going to be happy with the finish. You know, he made a final 8, and he is. He's so close to winning a championship.
Without a doubt.
He really is. He's a really, really good hitter.
Zach Holton has been looking really strong all day today, and he's going to face up against Bryce from Plank later to see who will go into the finals. But that was a really great matchup.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Sean Johnson on that first set that he had, 465 with a huge sweeper. I think if he would have locked that in, just gone with what he's comfortable with, we might have seen a little bit bigger number.
He naturally hits a little higher too.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, Holton, he's in and around, like we saw 166 in the air, which was good, and it went a little bit farther. So I wouldn't change too much if I was Zach Holton. Just keep hitting balls in play, and like I said, if he hits it a little bit higher in the club face and gets a little bit higher of a launch, and you know, it's fine. But matchup here between, you know, a guy that hits a predominant cut against a guy that hits it high, and it's a little bit of a draw. But
yeah, this is going to be a really great matchup. Definitely something that you would see in the finals. We can see right here.
Yep. You got Seb Twiddell, who won last event, and you got Martin Borgmeyer, who won this event last year, who won the 2022 World Championships, who won the first event in Mesquite. And we heard him being vocal for the first time about 15, 20 minutes ago. You know,
A lot of club twirls there.
there he goes. Martin Borgmeyer being Martin Borgmeyer. So here we go. Can Seb stay within himself? Try to hit a nice controlled cut. Hit a nice controlled cut if I'm Seb. Or just make believe every ball is your sixth ball. It seems like he does pretty good on his last ball.
Without a doubt. He's, clock has already started, and he's over here talking to Micah Ambrose.
Yeah. So, Seb ended up winning on that final ball against Josh Koch in Mesquite. Borgmeyer with a club twirl. Let's take a peek at the numbers. This one's fighting down that left side. Is it going to stay in play? It's 210. A little bit of a miss hit for Martin. It's not center punch, but you know what? It's a number. And Martin was in and around. I think he hit 224 last set. Seb Twiddell.
Seb, it looked like he liked that one. He kind of did a little twirl there at the end.
This one's
that one
down that right
That's
side.
Gonna be decent.
218. Borgmeyer, fastest club speed I've seen him in a while. 157.6, 205, a little bit of a miss hit for Marty Borgie. But Borgmeyer has a number on the board at 427. If Seb's second ball stayed in play, that one will be farther. That one stayed in the air for a long time, 440. So none of these guys have center punched this golf ball as of yet, but they have a number on the board. So Borgmeyer's probably going to work on lowering it just a tad. Seb Twiddell is currently in the lead. Borgmeyer still has 3 more balls to go. Looks like he's going to go to a different setup. They're taking their time. Martin might have to speed up here a little bit. Don't know how much time's on the clock. We have the clock in front of us, so we can't see it. But he did take his time on the first couple. Martin did. So.
And looking at the chat here, Zach Holton's got a PR of 9 yards in that last set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And he's doing it without that much wind. Martin Borgmeyer, 214, 203 in the air. A little bit of a cut.
Number.
And like you said, look at Martin. Martin's speeding up.
Oof, he likes
and you know what? And I like this. I like the fact that he's not thinking right now. Just get up and hit it.
No,
Get up and hit it. Get up and hit. Go, go, go.
When that personality is activated, so is his golf ball.
Yep. So 440 is easily attainable. 409 was a miss hit for Martin on that one. Let's see this last ball. If this fifth ball stayed in play, this is going to be a big number. I'm going to say it's going to be in the 450s if that one stayed in play. Did ball number 5 of Martin Borgmeyer stay in? Seb Twiddell is down to his last ball as well. They're making it suspenseful, I can tell you that, because I think his last ball was in play. OB right, so 450. Marty Borgie, 240 is going to take down the set on that fifth ball. And I like the fact that he had to speed up a little bit. He didn't have to think. There was no time to think.
Nope.
He took probably 20 seconds to hit that first golf ball, and he had to speed up a little bit. And his best ball was the one that he took absolutely 0 time on and just pulled the trigger and let it fly. Martin Borgmeyer.
There
like
was
I said,
450.
Yeah.
Taking down our last winner of Seb Twiddell, Mesquite Volume 2 winner. What a great what I really liked from Seb this event is that he didn't have his best.
Yeah, and he still made a final 8.
But he performed very, very well, and so very proud of him on that. Martin Borgmeyer going on.
No, he'll regroup, and like I said, I feel like his performance today was something that I kind of expected in Mesquite, but he just stayed to the game plan, and he just stayed hot that entire time. And we said it again, like that format of having that round robin of 5 sets, you could have a couple bad sets. We talked about, Kyle Berkshire got bounced. He went OB, and he could have had 4 sets normally. But now, it's a different format, and this I honestly like this format more. I really truly do.
That was like a championship matchup.
Yeah,
and it was very enjoyable. Great seeing Martin back with his personality.
Yeah,
fully there. Justin James against Jack Smith,
and honestly, the pressure's on too.
These two are kind of similar.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna see it with that format. If there was a round of 16, different guys, like guys that you might not see all the time, that are really good ball strikers that might be a little bit slower. I mean, you look at a Scott Littlefield. His fastest ball of this bracket of 16 hitters with 206, but he went 442, and he could have won a couple sets with those numbers as well. So Jack Smith versus Justin James, JJ with a bullet right down the middle at 221, Jack Smith with a bullet down the middle at 219. So
and Justin
you're seeing
out of the gate with 454, and you can see he's already trying to increase the speed with 222 ball speed. Jack Smith is always somewhere around 220 ball speed.
Yep, 448. And there's no win right now. It's dead. Dead still.
Between the two of them, I think it's going to come down to speed. They're both excellent ball strikers. They both know where to place the ball.
What's impressive for me is Jack Smith is that just hitting that first ball right down the middle. Like I said, he is training with the best on the planet. That's a miss hit. That's going to come up short. The one that it looks like it's right down the middle, that was a miss hit for him.
High.
But this kid is, I mean, he looks like a seasoned veteran or a seasoned pro. I mean, Jack Smith is going to be a kid that if he wants to be in long drive for a long time, he's going to be around because he's really good. He's a really, really good hitter.
Yeah. Like I said, it's going to come down to speed, but also experience here. They're down on their final 2 balls here. Jack Smith's got all the ability to hit it a little bit further, but Justin James sits at the lead right now at 454, which we expect nothing less.
And you know what? If you want to like compare guys or hitters, like look at the builds. They're practically the same. Very similar.
The same.
You know, they really are. I mean, they
Final
are very mirrored to each other as far as height and weight. Justin James, first ball 454, is in the lead by 6 yards to Jack Smith. Jack Smith is down to his last ball. OB left from JJ, so Jack Smith is going to have to take a big old deep breath and just
start this on the
try
right
to hit a
side
center
and
punch
let it
golf
just
ball.
Fall over. Woo!
Let's look at the ball speed. He spun it a little bit. 221. He spun it just a little bit. 172. We will see. We will see. Not much movement. I like the height. Let's just look at the spin numbers. Is that going to be a factor here? 443. 5 out of 6 balls in play.
Congratulations, Jack Smith. You had a great tournament. It's going to be fun to watch you for the rest of this season and years to come. Good old Louisiana boy right there.
Yep.
Very proud. Justin James, expect nothing less. Hits 1 ball in the grid at 454 and advances to the next round.
Well, you're going to have Bryce playing and Zach Holden. One of those guys is going to have a chance to get their first, tour win, and then you got 2 world champions matching up against each other, and Martin Borgmeyer and Justin James.
Yep.
So you got number 2 versus number 3, and then Bryce and Zach Holden are top-ranked lawn drivers as well.
They are. Yeah, I'm excited to see Martin Borgmeyer and Justin James square up. They've been hitting it similar distances this entire time, but I like Verplank a lot. He's hit the furthest ball of the tournament, but I'm excited to see what Zach Holden's going to do.
Both of these guys are hitting similar profile shots. Like I watched Verplank the last 3 or 4 events, and he's hit that nice high draw. But the last couple sets, he's hitting a little left to right now, little controlled cut. And Holton is the same. So essentially, this is a pick'em. It really truly is. This is a pick'em. These guys are evenly matched. They're about the same height, same weight, similar to Jack Smith and Justin James. And based off of the last couple sets, profiles are very similar in ball flight and ball speed. Bryce Verplank. Pulling the trigger first, Zach Holton. Just look at Zach Holton's height. If it's 165 or higher, it's a bomb. What's his height? 175. Love the height on Zach Holton's ball right here. It's perfect. Little bit of movement, 34 yards of movement left to right.
And he loved it coming off the club face. He could definitely feel that.
425, so a little bit more movement than he probably wants left to right, but it's a start. It's 425.
All right, Zach Holton on the board. Bryce Verplank looking to get one in the grid here.
221.5 from Bryce Verplank.
He's putting up some big speeds. Just got to straighten it out.
Yep. 489 is Bryce's longest drive of this tournament. He had a nice gust of wind. He had the longest drive at 467. Then a couple balls later went 489. I'm really liking the profile of Zach Holton's ball, man. Both of these guys are hitting it pretty straight.
All weekend.
I like this shot here. This one stayed in the air for a while. Bryce Verplank hit a high draw. Not as much movement as Zach Holton's as well. 25 yards of movement instead of 34. Let's see if Bryce Verplank's third ball is in play. That one, I would say, is going to be farther than 425 by probably 20 yards. Let's take a peek and see if Bryce Verplank's third ball was in play.
442.
442. Zach Holton
likes that one.
That was a faster club speed for him, too. 219.4, 180 in the air.
Not too much movement.
Same profile shot as Bryce Verplank's. This one's going to be farther than Zach Holton, I think. This is going to be in the 450s. I think this one's going to be 450 from Zach Holton. There's no win right now, though.
All right. We're still waiting on a number from Zach Holton on that
was a big
fourth ball.
I like Zach Holton's fourth ball. I like his fifth ball, too.
This
That
is-
one down the left side's a bomb,
looks
too.
really
These
good.
guys are hitting bombs, and there's
Whew.
no movement. 15 feet of movement left to right.
That anticipation of not seeing the
I
numbers
think
right now.
fourth ball, oh, they're tied at this, but I think Zach Holton's fifth ball is farther than the 442. They are tied. They are locked in at 442. 73 from Zach Holton.
Woo!
Boom. That
Zach
was it.
Holton taking it down.
15 yards, 15 feet of movement.
73, furthest of the afternoon so far. And he is moving on to the finals. Congratulations, Zach Holton. We will see you in a bit. Vice Plake, outstanding tournament with the longest ball of the entire tournament at 489.
That fifth ball that he hit was hammered. 15 feet of movement left to right. Good ball speed. Zach Holton's a stud.
That looks so good.
He's
that
close.
was fun to watch.
He's close again.
I do think sometimes they hold off and giving us the numbers just for, the
pure
anticipation.
suspense.
Yep. But Martin Borgmeyer, Justin James, after this, we will see who's going on to the finals. This is a really great setup. Like we've seen, Justin James has been locked in all day. Even on his, not hottest round, he still puts up really big numbers, and he's going to make sure that he gets the ball in play
Oh, yeah.
at the
And
end of
like
the
I
day.
said, what I love about Borgie,
He is
he's
back.
topping.
He's back.
He's talking. He's back. He's back.
Moving, having a rhythm within his own swing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this round.
All right, so you have the defending champion here in LaSalle going up against JJ. Number 2 versus number 3 in the world. These guys, and I'll say it, JJ, Borgie, Kyle, they've been the best on the planet since 2016. Borgmeyer came in more like at the end of 17, but really 18. He made his world championship debut in 18, and you just watched him progressively get better and better and better. Martin puts in so much time in his mechanics, and being a world champion, I talk to Kyle all the time. There's a lot of responsibility being a world champion, and you get pulled in a lot of directions. So it's really difficult to focus on your craft at hand, which is to be a lawn driver.
Without a doubt, a lot of travel.
But here we go. Martin Borgmeyer, 2022 world champ against Justin James, 2017 world champ.
Here we go.
These are the best in the business going heads up. They're going to face Zach Holton in the finals. We're live in LaSalle, Colorado. World Long Drive event number 4.
Zach Holton with the longest ball of the afternoon at 273. I think either of these guys can hit it even further.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of wind. Zach Holton's ball was massive, but it's picking up just a hair. Here we go, Martin Borgmeyer looking back in the fans.
JJ 224. All right. They're both going to reset here. Plenty of time on the clock. Said JJ just, I wouldn't even almost, if I was him, not even necessarily look at the flags outright. I would just go like right hash, like on a football field.
Yep,
Just try to hit a little tight draw.
Oh, there we go.
Got a
Martin
club twirl
putting
from
one
Marty
in
Borgie.
Putting one in the grid.
2300 spin, 22, 1, 194.
Good height.
Love this ball right here from Martin Borgmeyer. A 21-yard draw. And the flags are pushing a little right to left right now, so a draw definitely benefits, a draw hitter, which both of these guys do hit draws.
Man, that last swing by Justin James was so close to being perfect.
455, Martin Borgmeyer. We have our headsets on, and we can hear the ball flight.
We can hear the flight. We can hear the crowd.
These boys are moving it.
You're going to see the wind kind of switch up a little bit here every few minutes just because there's a storm coming in. We're changed the format a little bit because of the storm, but it has been an eventful afternoon.
Borgie pops it up here.
All right, final ball here from Justin James.
Last set, Martin only hit 5 balls, too.
He
So
did.
there might be some strategy to it. It was a round of 16 because he had 5 balls over
that
400 yards. Obi left. Martin
doesn't like
Borgmeyer
it.
is going to take it down.
All right. Great setup here. Martin Borgmeyer with the 455 to advance. We're about to see MB and Zach Holton in the finals. He's back at it. All of Martin's personality is here.
He's tough. He gets stronger and stronger as the event goes on. And you know what I think? I think these heads-up matches actually benefit Martin Borgmeyer because when his back's against the wall, he's a better hitter, period.
Yep.
Like, you only have one gear and it's go.
Yep.
And I think these heads-up matches, it makes him – he's a world-class hitter regardless, but this structure makes him that much better and tougher to beat. He likes having that pressure. He really, truly does. And he's performing under it right now. So
Without
Zach Colton and Marty Borgie.
Here we go. We're
getting
about
after
to
it.
see who's going to be the champion of the 2023 LaSalle, Colorado World Long Drive event. We've got the live chat going crazy. Everyone loved that last matchup, which was a ton of fun. Tell us who you're rooting for out of this final matchup of Zach Holton and Martin Borgmeyer. It's great to see Martin back in this position again. And like I've said, I think Zach Holton, he's been tapping on the door for a win for a long time.
He's knocking on that door. I mean, he was truly a couple swings away like last year. Everybody at the tournament thought that he actually was going to go up against Martin Borgmeyer, but Bryson's ball, they weren't sure. It was like the fourth ball, and like it popped up on the board like Bryson's fourth ball ended up beating Zach. So like if you go back and you look at the World Championships of 2022, it was when Bryson was jumping up and down, going nuts. They didn't have a reading on that fourth ball. So, but here we go, Zach Holton.
We got a question in the chat of what's going on with these crazy distances. What are they doing differently?
Nothing.
I mean,
we're in Colorado.
We're in Colorado, but two, I think everyone's just gotten a lot faster. We're figuring out what works of how to hit the ball further, and these guys are doing it. These are some of these guys do this full time as a job.
One thing that we should do if we do get here is, sitting in the booth is really go out if we have time during like these regionals and see how this grid reacts to ball flight. And it's something that we haven't done this one. I got in late on Friday night, so we can't really tell. I mean, we can only guess, if this is a roll grid, but we're elevated. We're
elevated,
4,600 feet above sea level. And but yeah, you got two studs on the tee box right now. Zach Holton in slot 2, Marty Borgie 240, the 2022 world champ, last year's champ. Like I said, Zach Holton has been locked in all day, just hitting that little baby cut. Is this one flirting down the side? A little bit of movement there, a little bit too much.
Right.
Well, you know what? It's only
one in the grid.
26 yards of left to right. This ball's in play. So Zach Holton's got a number on the board. If 445 would be a good start and build on it. How about 468?
Yep.
Oops. Zach Holton with the bomb, and you know what?
That's
He's throwing it down that left side. That left side is hot. So
I mean, he's just coming off of a 473. He knows how to do it.
Yep.
Martin Borgmeyer also knows how to do it. We're just waiting for him to put one in the grid, and he's got it.
And
he's talking to the crowd here.
Martin hasn't been able to see the telecast, so I'm guessing he knows that left side of the grid is hot. But those cuts, we've seen it yesterday. I mean, we had I can't remember. It was Fitzgerald hit a cut. At 206, it went 442 with the same type of conditions. Borgmeyer likes it. It's a bomb.
Well in the air.
Down the left side.
222 ball speed. We're gonna
look
see
at
the
carry. 429.
Sheesh.
Zach Holton's at 467. We're going to have a battle right here. Borgmeyer fighting down that left side. Did that one stay in play? Zach Holton is putting on an absolute clinic right now. 468, 67, 65.
He's giving himself every chance that he can by hitting balls in the grid. Martin Borgmeyer waiting on a number here.
And third ball looks like it went OB for Martin.
That was a really big ball there.
Zach Holton putting on a clinic right now, putting a lot of balls in play. Very consistent. He's not missing the center of the club face. He's speeding up as well, 222.9. He's at 463. Wow.
4 out of 4 balls in the grid here with Zach Holton.
Holton putting on a clinic. But you know what? It only takes one.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
He's all in the 60s in these. 68, 67, 65,
We're not going to say
63.
it. We're not going to say it. We're not going to say it. All right. These boys are down
Final
to the last ball.
right here.
Borgmeyer versus Zach Holton.
Oh, man.
Marty Borgie, 240, needs to go 469 yards to take down Zach Holton, unless Zach Holton goes a little bit farther.
Woo!
Borgmeyer likes it. He's yelling. Here we go. He does the bat flip. Is this a walk-off? Here's the question. Does Zach Holton's last ball stay in play? Is Zach Holton going to have Zach Holton going to have the longest drive in the set in the history of the sport, or is Martin Borgmeyer going to take it down here on the last ball? Here we go. He can cut it with a knife. 440 yards.
Zach Holton with the win. We've said this for a while now. He's been knocking at the door, and he did it this event, and he's won it. He stayed so consistent. He stayed so in the zone, in his spot. He hit 5 out of 6 balls. This is our champion, Zach Holton, for the 2023 LaSalle Long Drive Tour event. Big congratulations to Zach Holton. You can see here the boys are showering him with water. Congratulations, Martin Borgmeyer, on a fantastic event.
You were due. You're due, man. Congrats.
It's surreal. I've been putting so much hard work in, and you know, as you said, I've felt due, and I've been putting myself in the chance to have the opportunity to win a tournament, and I'm glad I could finally take it from the tee box to onto the grid and apply it. I looked over there. I was kind of going for Joe Miller's record. I know you. Yeah.
It was close too, and I know Martin ended up having that as well. And but we've said this in the booth: you are so close. You're only a couple swings away from competing against Martin Borgmeyer at the World Championships last year for the Cup. But here you go, man! Congratulations, you deserve it. Zach Holton is your champion in LaSalle, event number 4, World Long Drive.